What's going on? This is Tier 7, bringing you the video game news, and if you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a rating. So first of all, New Super Mario Bros. 2, it's out in Japan now, released on the 28th of July, and of course, it was the first title which is available digitally as a download. Initially there were some problems on release day, server issues I believe, and people were actually struggling to get it downloaded. But they've all been sorted, and hopefully those issues will be ironed out for Europe and US release in August. Next up, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance has released in the Americas. Players take on the role of Sora and Riku and visit many new Disney-themed levels and take on new villains too. The game is an action-adventure brawler game with RPG elements. Onto some directly related news. Sadly, the director of Kingdom Hearts 3D along with Square Enix have officially confirmed that there will be no special HD collection for the series' 10th anniversary. Square Enix said the following regarding the series' 10 years in gaming. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance is definitely our 10th anniversary title. But I want to hear from all of you though. Kingdom Hearts HD collection not happening? Are you upset? Or do you agree with Square that Dream Drop Distance is the 10-year anniversary title? Sound off in the comments section below. Now on to Pokemon news. And it is all about the Pokedex 3D Pro and the Pokemon Dream Radar. So the release date has been set for Pokedex 3D Pro in the US and is going to be exclusively available from the Nintendo eShop on November the 8th. And it should be available in Europe around about the same time. I haven't got a confirmed date, but it should be at the beginning of November around the same time. Now obviously this is going to be a good companion to the newly released Pokemon Black and White versions, which are coming out in October. And it's an enhanced version of the original Pokedex. And it includes detailed information about more than 640 Pokemon. Featured in the history of the Pokemon video game series. There's a new Pokemon challenge mode where you can test your Pokemon knowledge in a variety of quizzes. And basically Nintendo are making sure that you've got access to the current Pokedex whilst playing the new Pokemon Black version 2 and White version 2. So what they're actually going to do is they're going to delete the original Pokedex 3D from the eShop after October the 1st. So after October the 1st, you'll only be able to get the new version. And also just to let you know that there will be a number of other features in it. But I just want to let you know a little bit more about Pokemon Dream Radar, which is coming out on October the 7th. Which ties in with the Pokemon Black and White version 2 games. And again, it's just available through the eShop. And it's an entirely 2D experience that lets you catch Pokemon and items using augmented reality technology. By basically moving your 3DS to aim and shoot dream clouds. Once you've caught your Pokemon and items, then you can transfer those into Pokemon Black version and White version 2. Now moving on to covering some Monster Hunter news. Monster Hunter Tri-G is already available in Japan, and Monster Hunter 4 is very well anticipated in Japan. And Capcom have already said that there's going to be some Western news for the Nintendo 3DS, and there's a few leaks coming out now. And it is quite possible that we are going to see in the US, hopefully in Europe as well, maybe not both of the Monster Hunter titles on Nintendo 3DS, but it is a possibility that we will get Tri-G and maybe Monster Hunter 4 as well. So look out for that news from Capcom when it comes out, and it should be pretty soon. And now onto the next news report, which is according to several sources, reconfirming this by the way. After the 3DS XL's release on August 19, Nintendo will double its efforts to get the word out about the Wii U, and officially announce its release date and price sometime in September. Anyway, now speaking of Wii U games, while first-party titles will release in 720p at launch, third-party titles will run at 1080p. So players will be playing the upcoming Assassin's Creed 3 and Batman Armored Edition in 1080p. Now into some details regarding how Assassin's Creed 3 and its cities will be explored. So what we already know is that the game will take place across the eastern seaboard of the US. Now it was recently revealed that Boston will be one of the main cities, but now we also know that New York will be there too. The thing is, it won't be played the way you think it might be played. What I mean by this is, you know how previously you could go to like Damascus to Jerusalem on a horse in like 5 minutes? Now in Assassin's Creed 3, they've taken that out. It's no longer going to be possible for you to go from city to city in just 5 minutes. Because the developers felt it was just too unrealistic. And one of the biggest things is that now, the story will play over a much wider range of settings. So it's just not possible anymore. So I guess if you were one of those people that were wanting to explore 1700s America, it's just not going to be the same anymore, as loading screens are going to interrupt your exploration. Anyways, getting into the news. The original Final Fantasy game has arrived on Android, As you may know, it's already available on iOS, and is planned for Windows 7 phones, but now it's also available on Android. Now the thing is, I'm not too sure how much it costs or anything like that, but it's worth a shot. Which corresponds with the news according to GameSpot. Square Enix has pledged to have Final Fantasy III remastered for the Ouya, available at the launch of the console. Square Enix hasn't pledged to create any other titles for the console at the moment, but that could change in the future. Okay, so we have major developers saying they will make games for the console. We have OnLive coming to the Ouya, and the Ouya is going to be an HD capable gaming system launching at $99. Okay, generally the first thing that most people against the system say, that they can already do this with Steam, and why do they need an Ouya if they can already do this with a computer? It makes no sense to make an Ouya when you can already do this on a PC. Okay, but what gaming capable PC with a standardized distribution platform can be purchased for $99? There's none. Look, I'm not saying it's impossible for the Ouya to be a failure, but there are a lot of things about this console that are making a lot of people very excited, and to see major developers like Square Enix supporting it means that even big developers are also interested in this system. So before you brush off the Ouya and consider it a gimmicky $99 Android-based console, open your mind up and see what happens. The Ouya could be a much bigger deal than you think. Anyways, what do you think of Square Enix making a remastered version of Final Fantasy III specifically for the Ouya? Does it make you more excited for the system, or will nothing make you interested in the Ouya's console? Anyway, moving on to the next news report, which is that Medal of Honor Warfighter will have different box art designs for different regions of the world. This was announced a while back, but now EA have started revealing the different covers for the different regions. They previously showed off the Australian version, and now they've also shown off the UK cover. One thing I did notice about this is, it looks like they're taking the path of the game where each region is going to have its own soldier on each cover. Kind of like the game in each region having its own army. But we will have to wait and see how this does play out, because we don't know if they're going to extend these custom covers to each region and every region, what they're going to be getting and everything like that. But we're just going to have to wait and see, as I said. Hopefully we do see some more covers pretty soon, as the game is coming out on the 23rd of October in North America, and 26th of October in the rest of the world. So on to a corresponding piece of news, is that Battlefield 4 was announced. Now Battlefield 3 didn't come out that long ago, and most of you may be still waiting on Battlefield 3 updates. Now in all seriousness, pretty much everybody who heard about Battlefield 4 I think responded with, "Oh, but Battlefield just happened." Okay. Also, word broke that EA is aiming to release Battlefield 4 between April 2013 and March 2014. Now what does this mean to all of us? Well, it basically means that the game is most likely coming out next year in October. And now that you've heard this news, you're probably thinking this is becoming too similar to Call of Duty. Don't get me wrong, Call of Duty does this all the time. The second a Call of Duty game comes out, they confirm that a new Call of Duty game is going to be coming out mere months after the fact. For Battlefield 4, I don't think that anybody was expecting it to be announced this quickly. So there wasn't quite as much like expectant excitement. The thing is, Battlefield 3 took a long time to make because they started from scratch. Now they've got this engine prepared, they've got everything, they just build on top of it, and they can bring us a game every 2 years, which is great. But I guess we'll have to wait and see if they do end up killing the franchise, or if this is the correct decision by EA. I just don't know right now because I can't see the future, but we'll end up seeing it anyway. But just before the question of the day, I wanted to tell you about my friend Pwnsweet's YouTube channel. Now he doesn't actually know I'm doing this, so go check out his channel. I've linked it down below. Hopefully you do enjoy his content, and now the question of the day. Okay, so the question of the day is, what is your favorite way to beat the heat? So put your answer down below in the comment section and you could end up on the next show. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a rating, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And here are the answers to the previous show's question.